Besides sending the police, you might want to send an ambulance or a hearse.
Hello, Billy Ho here, and we are about to embark on the fifth major, the 2023 Players Championship, TPC Sawgrass. This is an awesome tournament, very volatile. Anything can happen. Course history is virtually irrelevant. We will get into all that, but first, I want to ask you for five things. That's one, hit the subscribe button. That's most important. Two, smash that like. Number three, we'll go ahead and say the article. How about that? I've been working real hard on it. I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes. It's great. It's completely free. Links are everywhere. Check it out. Number four, the DraftKings contest. Big change this week. Since they put pricing out yesterday, I went ahead and got the contest live. So go ahead and join in. 75 participants this week. Same entry fee and same prize payout. I just thought I'd go for extra. It's going to run anyway, regardless of if we get to 75 or not. So why not see how many more than 50? We've been filling pretty regularly the last couple of weeks. So let's go for it. And of course, the Discord is the fifth thing, and that's very important as well. We have plenty of great guys in there, and it's small, kind of intimate chat that we bounce back and forth ideas, lineup construction, Yahoo. We got a lot of guys, some really, really good Yahoo players. So if you're into Yahoo at all, more than welcome. It doesn't have to be DraftKings. Even if you're FanDuel, I mean, I used to play FanDuel, I don't anymore, and that's just a personal preference of mine. So jump on in there. Links are everywhere. Once again, and appreciate all the support. Almost 700 views on the preview show for the Arnold Palmer last week. That is so awesome. It's a lot. A lot has progressed in a year's time. I probably got 10% of that last year at this time. So shout out to everybody who's watching and who's regulars. Also, viewer duration time, which is very important. So even if you don't watch it all, just leave it on and then go to the bathroom or something and come back later because damn, excuse me, up 50%. So that's always a good thing. The viewer time is another analytic of YouTube. So appreciate that as well. And of course, we are going to get into this weather, all that good stuff. And so let's get started. Yeah. And we're going to start with real quick with the article. It is published. I haven't granted access, so I haven't actually officially published it, but I'm still working on it, and it's looking all right. This is just last week's. I've started posting my videos in here, so you'll see just the preview and picks on here when it comes out to the public here in the next day or so. And then we got the preview here. So we're going to start here with the Players Championship, which is obviously one of the most highly anticipated golf events of the year. It's the fifth major. Cam Smith, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, best of the best, but anybody can and will compete here. Water balls on 17. We all know the Island Green, and those of you who don't, I've got a great YouTube video we're going to get into in just a second. And a little bit of weather. There does seem some rain in the forecast, but it's too early to tell. So we're going to get into some video coverage of the event right now. And TPC Sawgrass is a gorgeous course in northern Florida, Jacksonville. You can see the tiny greens there. They are Bermuda grass, Tiff Eagle, but they are overseeded with, I believe, some bent grass and some POA. And that's going to be more prevalent this time of the year. They moved the tournament to March a couple of years back. So it's the rough's a little bit different. You can go longer off the tee because the ball doesn't seem to run out as much. There's a beautiful Island Green hole number 17. And that should claim lives. I don't really see a whole lot of wind this week, so we're not really sure what we're working with. But also the fairways are Bermuda grass. The course is a little over 7,000 yards. It's a pretty short par 72. So we've got par fives to attack. There are holes where distance off the tee will matter, but it's all about position golf with Pete Dye. You need to be at the right angles. You don't necessarily have to be in the fairway itself, but you do want to be in the right position to attack pins. All right, key stats, and we're going to take a look at some key stats here. And obviously, driving accuracy is important, but not totally necessary. If you're able to put the ball in the right position to attack pins, you're going to be in good shape. Actually, eagles, because I told you the par fives are very gettable, so you're going to see some more eagles this week. So guys that have a propensity to make a few extra eagles. And actually, I wouldn't go down like the DraftKings game logs and look for guys who are making a lot of eagles lately, because that's regression just like anything else. So if a guy's made 5 eagles in the last 2 tournaments, he might regress back to not making any this week. So a guy who maybe hasn't made, who made eagles in the past, granted, and who can, hit the ball off the tee and get there in 2 without much of a problem, but maybe hasn't made an eagle in the last 4 tournaments or something. Not a bad guy to look at. So yeah, strokes gained off the tee, approaches. It's more wedge game oriented. I know it says 150 to 75, but I looked at more recently. It's been like 100 to 150 in my opinion. I like the wedge players a lot better. Scrambling, obviously, short game is obviously around the green and putting combined. That is always a good thing. And so we're going to look at some players now, and I'm going to jump over to the cheat sheet. And we are going to, courtesy of Rick Run Good. Thank you, Rick. And he's already got everything out. Pricing is all here. It's a beautiful thing. John Rahm up top. I'm not too hip on John. I mean, look at his record. If you can get my fat head out of the way here. I mean, that record is amazing. I mean, that's just such an awesome run. And he did jump out at API, but he fell back round 2, showed some humanity in himself. So he dropped back yesterday. We don't know. It's yet to really tee off on round 3. So we don't know how things will finish up. But I imagine I don't see why John Rahm won't have another single digit here at least. So, but his record at Sawgrass is not super great. But like I said, course history is irrelevant. The way he's playing now, he can absolutely compete. I faded him this week and hope it works out. But, 11,800, he's 800 more expensive than the next guy, Rory. So I might just fade and take my chances once again, and we'll just see how it shakes out. Rory is obviously up there. He's won here before, and he is amazing. Nice bounce back round 2. He looked terrible coming out of the gate, but he has had a tendency to stumble round 1 and be a little bit lazy. So hopefully this weekend he hammers it, because I went very heavy on him this week at API. Scotty Scheffler is another guy who's a mixed bag here, and I don't know about the fit. He can almost fit in anywhere. He can, around the green game, can carry him all day. And he can play, he's won that match play, which is a Pete Dye course. Xander's the same way. Mixed bag. He actually tied for second his first time out, and then hasn't made a cut since. But he is ball striking it better than he has at any time coming into the other tournaments. Max Homa, once again, almost like plug and play with old Max. He just seems to get it done everywhere. He's really good around the green and putting. So, as long, and he can actually, dial it back a little bit if he has to. Maybe this different change of venue, his driver can do him some service. If he gets the driver going, he's going to be dangerous this week. 9,900. Cantlay as well. Cantlay has an impeccable Pete Dye record. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be in the mix. JT is bouncing back, just like I said in my article. I posted it on Twitter. Every time I get tired of playing him and him disappointing me, I mean, he had the 4th. This is how it works. I play him, he disappoints me. I play him, he disappoints me, and then he T4s. And then I think I had him actually that week at when he backdoored that T4. So 20th, and then this week, if he's clicking like he is, he showed a lot of confidence on the greens in round 2 in the wind. and just amazing player in rough conditions. He's won here before, 2021. He's going to be very popular. 9,400 is way too cheap. I don't care what his form is. He's a past champion, and he's probably the best iron player in this field. If you want to throw in Morikawa, you can. That's pretty close, but JT's been doing it longer, so I side with my man JT. Tony Finau, I don't know about him. Sungjae is he can play on Pete Dye's. I'm going to do a deeper dive into these guys for the DraftKings show, but I just wanted to get this preview to you guys and give you guys a look. Like I said, Pete Dye is all about some angles and accuracy, but more importantly, that approach shot. And these greens are small, so greens in regulation are going to be huge. Jordan Spieth doesn't have the best record here, but you can see the way he's playing right now. He's dangerous. Will Z sets up perfectly for this type of course. Cameron Young made the mistake of fading him because he had the bad wind draw. I probably shouldn't have done that because he proved me wrong. I hope he does well. I kind of hope he falls off because he had a T3 and a T2 in back-to-back Pete Dye tournaments last year. RBC Heritage, Wells Fargo, they had moved to the Washington Avenel course, which is a Pete Dye course. Played in poor weather there. Did very well. I believe he had a second place or something like that, top 5. Decky's always dangerous with the irons. He has some neck issues, but he played not very well. Terrell Hatton, another guy who's good on Pete Dye. He's finished very high at RBC Heritage. Shane Lowry's pretty decent in that category. Jason Day. I thought he might miss the cut, but the dude bounced back and he's making a move this morning. Tommy Fleetwood, all these guys. Real quick, going back to the article, this is something a little bit different. I got some featured holes here, and there's my model stats and all that good stuff. But I got the player tiers. I'm going to do a top tier, 85 and up, mid tier, low tier, and this is just kind of the beginning of it. And we're looking at, I left off with Cam Young at 8,500. So I'll get into the mid tier before I publish, and it's always a work in progress. But I thought you guys might want to take a look. And as we get down into the lower sevens and whatnot, Tiger Woods is in the field this week. Very interesting because of the way he can play. Shorter course. He's been driving it very well. He won't, and he knows how to play this course. So that's going to be very interesting. And I think Tiger will be popular at 7,500. And so Ricky Fowler back in the mix, playing well, playing some good golf. My man Keegan Bradley is also pretty solid on Pete Dye. He seems to have lost the putter, so keep an eye on him this weekend. I've watched him a little bit this morning, and he's missing 10-foot birdie putts. And he obviously almost went full Keegan yesterday, barely made the cut at +1 after shooting this like a 77 or something like that. So careful on him, but we got some cheap guys down here, and it goes right up to like 72, 7,300. And guess who's back? Daniel Berger. And he's probably been in this area for quite a while, rehabbing the back. And so I don't know what to think of that. 7,300 would obviously be for a regular Daniel Berger, a gift from God and 100% owned, but he hasn't played in a very long time. So I don't know how rusty he will be for game action. Getting down in here just a little bit more, I'll mention a couple other guys I'll have interest in. Adam Hadwin playing some good golf. He's got a T9 last year. I'm just looking for guys like him that can putt, short game, ball strikers, that you don't necessarily have to be long off the tee. He's got some experience. Now, course history doesn't matter, but I do like guys that have played the course, obviously. But there are a few guys that haven't that you could probably count on. JT Poston is really not playing very well, but this is the type of course he can get down on. There's a few more guys. Griot's another. Kevin Kisner is a puke. Although this would be the kind of course he can compete on. Webb Simpson the same way. Webb Simpson looks like he's got it together for about 5 seconds, and then he shows you why you shouldn't be playing him all the way down to 6,800. And there's a few more guys down here. I don't know that I'll be dipping down this low because of the soft pricing. But there are some guys, and if I do dip down, it's going to be guys like veterans, Russell Knox type guys. Molinari, that is a really good looking dude to play for next week. He showed some flashes at API, so I might have some interest in him. CT Pan's another one. Guys down here, Doug Gim is another one who has been awful, but maybe he can get it together for this tournament. So appreciate you watching. That'll do it for the preview show. And hopefully you'll join me and David for the DraftKings show on Tuesday. And until then, we'll see you soon.